Hey Jennifer, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
Hi, thank you. Same.
Okay, so we'll get started a little bit. First off, how things going for you this week?
Uh, they're going. It's kind of, kind of the same that's been happening from before. I'm trying to practice the things that we talked about as far as, replacing the thoughts. But it just feel like I do that, but then something happens and then it's kind of like a rabbit hole and then one thing leads to another and then I'm just, fed up with everything and I just want to quit at sometimes. A
A
lot of the times.
lot of the time. Okay. Well, what I'm hearing is you sounding like you're a little bit frustrated, even more so than you were before.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about
Yeah.
that frustration. What's really causing that frustration? Because that's not a good feeling to have.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if it's because of the whole COVID thing. So we're kind of teleworking and so we don't necessarily see each other all the time. And so we rely heavily on communication when
Mm,
things happen. And at right now, I don't feel like that's really thorough. And I'm one that, I like to know ahead of the time or I like to be on top of things. And when I feel like, kind of caught or I'm behind in things or like, I don't know about certain information, but I'm expected to know about it. It's
mm.
like, that's what's frustrating to me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So it sounds like you're really usually on top of your game when you're in person because you feel like you're more connected to everyone else. Forgive me, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, yeah, 100%. And so, I want to say something, but at the same time, I can't because that's not really my place.
Mhm.
And it's just really hard because I want to say, oh, well, nothing like mean or anything in my head, probably, but not, out loud. Um, Maybe say, what the heck, like, I didn't know about this, or I would have got it taken care of had I known. But then people can kind of take offense to that, like I'm, coming after them or like, kind of undercover jabs.
Okay, okay. So from what it sounds like communication with the people you work with seems to be a really big struggle right now, and that might be a
Hmm.
cause of what's going a lot along with your frustration with the situation you're in. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, that sounds pretty stressful. What are some things you've been doing to kind of like handle that stress? Because that's a lot to handle.
um yeah, right now there's not really much I can do. For example, we last week, I went into the office and I showed up one day to cover for someone else, and the IT guys came down to our direct office, and they're like, "Hey, are you going to be here for a minute? Um, we're going to give you your laptop today." And I was like, "What laptop? I'm getting a laptop?" And
Mhm.
they're like, "Yeah, didn't your manager tell you?" And I was like, "Nope, didn't know anything about it." Um, and so they ended up, getting it together. And then a couple hours later, my manager called me and was like, "Oh yeah, make sure you're in the office tomorrow. That you're going to get your laptop." And I was like, "Well, I've already taken care of it. Like, I didn't know this was going to happen,
Yeah.
but I got it taken care of." But I think, like, kind of in my tone, that frustration came out,
Sure.
and I could hear her voice kind of change and get a little bit defensive with that. So I'm trying to be, I guess to answer your question, I'm trying to be like maybe non-direct, not direct in
Okay.
my communication, because if I am direct, I'm not trying to be malicious. I'm
Yeah.
just simply stating facts.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you're able to recognize that in yourself and realize that it is causing a disconnect between you and your boss, that shows really incredible insight. And you've already
Thank
come a
you.
long way in a short time, so you should be proud of yourself. That's actually really, really good that you're doing that.
Thank you.
So good job. I'm proud of you. Your high five. Put it up there. Now, going back to what you were saying, so like perfect example, like we were talking about a couple of sessions ago with the thought replacement stuff. So when you got your laptop and what was the first negative thought that popped in that head?
Probably like, again, like, seriously, like I didn't know anything.
Yeah,
Like I feel like caught off guard and kind
yeah,
of dumb because they're expecting me to know about it.
Yeah. And that makes total sense. I get why you would think that. Because remember, we have about 8,000 thoughts a day in our head, and about 6,000 of those thoughts are negative. It's human nature to go to that place.
Hmm.
So, how does it make you feel?
Really frustrated
Yeah.
and just kind of angry,
Yeah.
kind of reverting me back to where I was, because I feel like prior to that, I was doing okay, just doing what I had to do, and then that just brought
Yeah.
me right back.
Yeah. And then later on, when you had the conversation with your boss about it, how did you then behave based on that thought and that feeling?
I guess she could tell in my tone of voice, that I was frustrated, and she was just like, "Oh, sorry, yeah, I should have told you, and I have a lot of stuff going on, and but to me, I'm just like, I don't, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in charge of things. You're supposed to know these things."
Yeah. Well, again, that makes sense why that thing would be connected and progress the way it did, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, no one, not me, not you, not your boss, no one expects you to get it perfect 100% of the time because remember, we have over 6,000 of those negative thoughts a day. But I want
Hmm.
to commend you on is the fact that you're able to notice that it didn't work the way you wanted it to, and you saw how it made you feel. Because that's
Hmm.
what's more important is that, okay, people are going to have miscommunications. That's life.
Right.
But how it affects you is something you still have control over. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you felt negative about that, I actually want to teach you another skill today, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And this one's really, really easy, and you can use it in every other aspect of your life. It doesn't have to be about work. It can just be about a chill meditation kind of thing. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to teach you something called diaphragmatic breathing.
Sure.
Okay. So every now and again, our thoughts get really overwhelming. We get frustrated. We get angry. And we may not always have the time to do this, but seeing as how you are doing the telework stuff, if someone's getting you frustrated and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, this is something you can do to kind of calm your mind, calm your body, and you can focus on what they call being mindful, which is just being present on just where you are in that moment and focus on how your body feels, your body sensations, your breath, and just being in one place and still. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can, I want you to take your hands and put them on your lap. Make sure your feet are completely set on the floor. And when you're comfortable, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. And then I want you to breathe in deeply through your nose for 3 seconds, out through your mouth for 3, in through your nose for 3, out through your mouth for 3. Keep doing that. You're going to feel your tummy fill up with air. You're going to feel it fall back down. Keep doing it. You're going to feel that breath go in and out. What you're really going to be focusing on is the sound of your breath and, of course, my voice. You feel it kind of calm your nerves, relaxes your body, slows down your mind. One more time. Open your eyes. How do you feel?
Super relaxed.
That's a good thing. So, because we all get overwhelmed sometimes. I get that. And the feelings you're feeling are valid because that can be very frustrating. But the fact that you're able to notice those things, it's good. Now we just got to work on how we can keep ourselves calm and collected because you make a lot of great decisions, but you make great decisions better when you're calm and collected and thinking clearly as opposed to being frustrated or thinking out of upset. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So do you think that's something that you would be able to practice going forward?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to do one more thing before we leave. And thank you. You've done a really great job today, and I really appreciate it. It's been fun working with you. It's always great to work with you, and I appreciate that you're always so interactive with me because I know we're doing it over the computer, and it's not always fun. Is I want you to do a little bit of homework for me.
Okay.
So this next week, I'm going to email you a little worksheet. So recognizing those negative thoughts when they come up is step one. Now, step two is developing a plan for how you're going to handle it. So I'm going to send you a couple of worksheets, and they're going to, whenever you have a negative thought that you feel and your body sensations and yourself is kind of rising up in you, I want you to write down that thought on your little worksheet. even if you don't minute right then and there, but throughout the day. And then it's going to say how it makes you feel and what you did about it. And then it's going to give you an opportunity to choose and figure out what that positive thought to replace it could be.
Cool.
And then I want you to take note of those things and then see if you imply the positive thought, how it changes the behavior and the feeling. Sound like something you can do?
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds
And
pretty cool.
I don't expect you to get them all, but it's something we can do, and then we can talk about it in our next session.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for me today? Anything you want to talk about?
No, just say thank you. You know, I really appreciate your calm voice. I really feel relaxed now. So
Good. I'm glad I could be of help, and it's great working with you, and I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of days, okay?
same.
All right. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye.